Howdy folks, Grandpa Greenwald, old man with a pan. I'm over here in Rockwall, Texas, and I'm learning how to make a focaccia bread. So we're gonna film this just so I have personal instructions all the time. So let's get started. I'm gonna introduce my instructor, Miss Anna. She's an expert. Comes with a wealth of background and education, and come on into the picture here. Anna's getting ready to go off to a semester of school in Seoul, South Korea. So this was her going away part. She was going to give me a lesson on how to make bread while she's gone.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm very excited to have Grandpa Greenwald here with us. I'm going to teach you really quickly how to make rosemary focaccia bread, which is a lot easier than you think it's going to be. Everyone thinks bread is hard. Bread is not hard. So the trick is, the first thing you do is you proof the yeast, right? So what you start out with is a cup and 1/3 cup of warm water, right? And by warm, we're meaning about like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But honestly, just put your sink to like the warmest setting you got and like wait 2 minutes and it'll be fine. And so you do 2 teaspoons of either honey or sugar.
Either or.
Either or.
Okay.
Either's fine. It's just okay. Then you're gonna want to mix this together so that it's kind of like one body before you pour the yeast.
That's just
Okay?
a slow, just to mix it.
Yeah, it's just to mix it together.
Okay.
Speed doesn't really matter. It's just like once it feels kind of mixed, if you're using honey, the water should be a little bit yellowish.
Okay.
And you're gonna turn it off. Put this bad boy up and put about like 1 packet of active dry yeast or 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry yeast if you have it in like this little boy.
Okay.
You want the active dry yeast though, because otherwise it will not work. Trust me.
Active
Yeah.
dry yeast.
Yeah. And then you're gonna want to mix it, but like pretty slowly and gently, just to have it mix in with the water and the honey or
Okay, so
sugar.
it can start activating.
Yeah. Then once you feel like it's pretty mixed, you just pop the bad boy up and you let it sit for around 10 minutes or
Okay.
until it begins to foam. You'll know because it'll be really foamy and it'll start to smell kind of like beer or like beer. Like if it starts to smell like beer and it's foamy, it's ready.
Okay.
Okay, so it's been about like 10 minutes and the yeast is all foamy now, which it's supposed to.
Wow. So that means your water temperature was correct and it worked.
Yeah.
And if the water temperature isn't correct, it'll just stay flat. It just won't activate.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. So
Okay.
the next step is you mix, basically you make the dough. So start out by adding the flour. So that's 3.5 cups of flour. Do it 1 cup at a time or even a 1/2 cup at a time.
Okay.
Because you don't want to do too much flour because it's harder to reverse. You
Okay.
know?
So, and that's just to make sure you don't get too much.
Yeah, also so your flour doesn't go like boom.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've done that.
Then you're gonna add the olive oil, and that's 1/4 cup.
How much olive oil did you put?
1/4 cup.
1/4 cup.
And then you need to add about like 2 teaspoons of salt.
Teaspoon?
Yes.
Okay. What were you doing there?
I was checking to see how much, if it was too dry or too wet.
Hey Anna,
Yeah?
how do you know when it's too dry or too wet?
You'll feel it. So it shouldn't be, if it's too dry, it won't come together right. When it's too wet, if it sticks to your hands.
Oh, it'd be.
Yeah, if it's too sticky, you should just pinch it and you'll feel it.
Okay.
The mixer broke, my favorite thing. Okay, so after you mix it together, you knead the bread, right? You can knead it in the mixer if you have a bread hook, and you just do that for 5 minutes on medium speed, right?
So
You
with
can
a
also-
bread hook, you can knead it. So
And
you're
then-
just using the paddle.
Yeah,
and
the
the
mixer's
bread
good.
hook.
We'll knead it,
knead
yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna do it by hand though, because it's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to see that too.
So first things, put some flour on your surface because it will stick. Just that's how it is. Then like try to get in a ball and start working with your hands like this. So like you do that. Can't really explain it by words. You're just gonna have to see how I'm doing it.
And it's just pushing the flour together with the yeast?
It's just getting the bread like the consistency you need it.
Okay, okay.
And then once you've done this enough that it's a little bit more smooth like this, see? Smoother. It's more like flat.
Okay.
Start doing it like that. See, like almost like you're rubbing it. It's like this. It's like a rocking motion with your hands. And you're gonna do this for about 5 minutes, maybe. When it's done, the bread should be together and smoother. I'll show you the finished example when I'm done kneading it.
Okay. Is it okay that I turn it each time?
Yes. I think it's a great thing that you turn it every time.
Yeah, turn it every time. So like,
Okay. Well, I'm doing really good. My bread is almost ready.
yeah, you're doing a great job. You're doing good. Yeah, push it with your fingers, and you can also rock it back and forth with like your hands. Like that, there you go, yeah.
So this is coming together in a really nice, it's almost like a Play-Doh type feel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is. That's how I would describe it.
It's pretty cool. You're doing a great job, especially for your first time making bread.
So, well, it's the other thing is it's nice to have an understanding why we're doing it and what we're trying to accomplish, and we're just trying to push this together.
Yeah.
So it is a solid piece of dough rather than broken up like
Yeah.
some of that. All right, I'm gonna turn it back to you because I'm pumping and pumping here.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's a lot.
that was good. Did I do good?
You did awesome. You did great.
All right, good. I just need a pat on the back once in a while. So the focaccia is a flavored bread because you put a flavored olive oil. You put an olive oil in it, so it's going to carry the olive oil flavor at least.
Yeah. And then you usually put stuff on top. So once you're done with the dough itself, what you do is and once it's done its first rise, is you roll it out, you put your little things in it, and you let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes, right? And then after that, you put more olive oil on it before you put it in, you put salt, and then often you put another topping on. For this one, it's rosemary, so this
Okay.
and you just sprinkle it on top. In Italy, if you go to an Italian restaurant in Italy, like in Florence or in Rome, chances are, if they're giving you bread, they're giving you this type of bread, focaccia.
Okay.
And then my friend Eleanor, who's my roommate in college, was like, Anna, you should make us some focaccia bread one time. And so me and her in our dorm room figured out how to make focaccia bread, and that was the first time I made it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great story.
Yeah, it was very silly, goofy.
And now look at you on the counter giving lessons to an old grandpa.
I know the
Or an
progression.
old uncle, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I an uncle? Yeah.
Yes, you are an uncle.
Okay. All right.
Covered with a towel. I put it like in a warm place, like above the oven, to sit for around 45 minutes to an hour so that it will rise. It should double before you take it down. So that can vary based on a whole bunch of factors. So 45 minutes to an hour.
Hi. So, yeah, this is my only job in the kitchen most of the time, which I'm actually pretty okay with. And so I'm gonna form it into a better thing. They're over there cooking dinner if you hear them like chattering in the back. But yes, okay. So about a 1/2 inch thick. So I'm just gonna guess, and then when Anna says it looks good, it looks good.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Sorry, this thing got all messed up. So this is like our cool thing that like shows you how big the circles is or whatever, because Anna likes to make she likes to make different kinds of breads and stuff too. So some breads, like in a crescent roll, you have to roll it to a certain like diameter, not thickness, so that you get the amount of crescent rolls that you that the recipe calls for.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you're pushing it almost like kneading it with the rolling pin.
Yes.
Okay. Put the cloth over and let it sit 20 minutes?
Yep.
Cool. I want to watch you do it.
She's
I can get it
aggressively dampening the cloth.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna double, but it should rise a bit.
Okay. 20 minutes.
Yep. Alexa.
We will be back.
So after you wait 20 minutes and let it rise, you take the towel off and you start doing the dimpling, which is the funnest part about making focaccia bread. So what you do is imagine you're playing a piano and you're like hitting the keys and just make indents, strong indents with your fingers all over the bread, like this.
So why do you do this?
It's so that the olive oil and the salt and the topping can soak into the bread and make it kind of like fluffy and like moist.
And you're going to put that on soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Right as I'm going to put it on a pan and a parchment paper. And then I'm going to put that on so it can just go straight into the oven to bake.
So how do you know there's enough little dimples in it?
Just do how many dimples you want. I usually do a lot because I like olive oil and salt. So
that's the purpose. So you put lots of dimples, you have lots, like I mentioned, the sauce and the things from a pizza, you would get extras sopping down in there.
Yep. Make sure the dimples are still good. So yeah, now it's in the little pan.
So does it have to be a circle pan or can we use any kind of pan?
Any kind of pan as long as it's big enough to fit it. And the parchment paper is also optional. You can do like just grease the pan. I'm lazy. Parchment paper means you don't have to clean the pan, so you know. Once you have it dimpled to your satisfaction, you're gonna put some olive oil in it. And you know, honestly, that's from the heart. Don't let people tell you how much olive oil to put in. It's from the heart. You just kind of sprinkle it on there. Sometimes I even do this, so it like flurs. Like move it around a little bit so it goes from dimple to dimple and really covers. You know what I'm saying? Just tilting the olive oil.
So you could also use a pastry brush and brush that and
Yes.
and smooth it, move it along a little quicker.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just lazy.
Or you can savor the afternoon.
Okay. Second thing you do, salt. Salt.
Anna's
Again,
a sodium
measure it with
girly.
your heart because salt is necessary for focaccia. Your focaccia should be salty. If it's not salty, I don't know if they're sweet focaccia, but like it should be salty.
So is there a special olive oil that you're using for this? Is it just to taste? If you have a special, use that?
Yeah, if you
That
have
sort
like
of thing?
nice olive oil, I mean that's always great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and I encourage you to order it. They also
Okay,
have
we're
this
not
under
plugging
vinegars.
Hill Country. Put that stuff on there. What is that?
This is rosemary. So then you also sprinkle rosemary or whatever topping you want to use on it.
The only reason I said that because we're going to cut that part.
Yeah. So here's the.
So you could put, what other thing would go good on that? Like an Italian Caesar or a special Italian or a...
Yeah, like if you're using like oregano, you can do basil. It depends really like what you want. Lots of stuff can go good.
What's growing?
Okay,
fresh?
let me...
Yeah, what's going fresh, what's nice. Thyme.
So this is too heavy in the
Yeah.
in the salt, but this is a really good seasoning
Ooh.
that maybe you could even maybe substitute this for the amount of salt that you put and grab a few more herbs.
Yeah, you could. That'd be
So
cool.
yeah, good.
We can put that on now if you
the
want.
reason I'm saying that is I'm probably when I make this bread, this is what I'm gonna
You should
do.
try. I think that'd be really good because garlic would taste really nice with
Right.
it, and like the kind of herbs that go good with garlic would go good with this. So now once you kind of yeeted it all on there, right? Put it in the oven at 400 for like 20 to 25 minutes. Don't know. Could be longer. It's gonna be done. It's gonna look like bread. So after 25 minutes, it's done. You take it out of the oven and it's ready. Yay.
So how is that eaten? Is it normally just pulled apart? Do you slice it, cut it, or?
You can pull it apart. What I usually do is I'll cut off like slices, like a pizza almost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a pizza slicer, just like cut into eighths.
Super.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks good. I can't wait to just jump into that. I'd like to go ahead and finalize here by saying thank you, Julia. Come over here.
Yeah, Julia.
Thank you to the girls, Julia and Anna, for doing the focaccia bread for us and teaching me how to do that. It's going to give me a good start. So be looking for some breads from me. Thanks to these ladies. Thank you, bud.
Thank you.
See you again, folks.